Hello, beautiful people. If you are someone with tight hips, then come meet me on your mat and try this sequence. We'll start in tabletop position, all fours, hands and knees. Beginning with just some cat-cow to warm up the spine and the pelvis. Your breath in is going to arch the back and lift the chin up. Your exhale is going to round your back and tuck the tailbone and round your spine. And then continue like that. Breathe in, arch the back, lift the chin. Exhale, round your spine, scoop the hips underneath you. Continue like this a few more rounds. Breathing in, open chest. Breathing out, push the hands down. For 3. For 2. Inhaling and exhaling. And last one, breathing in and breathing out. Your next inhale will take you back to a nice neutral spine, leveling hips and shoulders. And then to start, you're going to take right leg long back behind you with a flex into your right foot. And then bend your right knee like you're doing a donkey kick and your heel kicks up towards the sky. Now keep your core engaged, isolating the movement into your hip. Your right knee is going to draw out to the right hand side towards your right shoulder. And then as you exhale, lower your right knee down to the floor and then donkey kick your right heel up to the sky. So just like that, big hip circles over to the right, down to the floor, up to the sky. For 3 more in this direction, really keeping your right foot flexed and activated, drawing energy out through that heel. 1 more donkey kick up towards the sky, and then let's change the direction of your knee. So right knee down to the floor, kick out to the side like a fire hydrant, and then back up to the sky you roll. For 4 more big hip circles, keeping a 90-degree angle in your knee. Even weight distribution in the hands, and your breath stays flowing. So take 1 more, just like that. Good. And then after you complete that last round, kick your right leg long, straight back behind you. Tuck the right toes under on the floor, so right leg is straight. Tuck your left toes under, and then just to a calf stretch, you're going to lift your left knee from the mat as you plug your right heel down to the floor. Looking at your toes, your left knee stays tucked in as you elongate through the right leg. And then you might just bend and straighten your right knee a couple of times to get into the Achilles and the calf. Very nice. Come back to tabletop position, both knees directly underneath the hips, and we'll switch sides. So this time, left leg straight back behind you, flex the left toes, bend your left knee so heel turns up to the sky, and activate your glute as you donkey kick your heel upward. Starting with the circles, left knee pulls out to the side to left hip, lowers down to the floor, and then kicks back up. 4 big circles in this direction, keeping breath connected to movement. Hips level, hands grounded. Doing 1 more. And then after you kick your left heel up to the sky, try switching the direction. So draw left knee down to the floor, kick it out to the side, and then heel to sky. For 4. For 3. For 2, and for 1. Kick your left heel back up to the sky, breathe in, straighten your left leg and tuck the toes under on the floor behind you. Calf stretch, tuck your right toes under, lift your right knee from the mat. Bum turns up to the sky as you elongate through the left leg, your left heel plugs down to the floor. Right knee stays tucked in like a little kickstand. And then you may bend and straighten your left knee just a couple of times. Good. And then once you complete that, back to tabletop position, both knees under your hips. 2 cat-cows, just to find an evenness between both sides. So inhaling to arch the back, exhale to round. 1 more, arching and rounding. Good. Now neutral out your spine to come into a regular downward facing dog. So both of your toes will tuck, knees lift, and then take a moment to just set up your dog in a place that feels grounded and comfortable. Your right leg will lift on your inhale up to a 3-legged dog. And then right away, bend your right knee and roll your right hip open so your right heel comes to your bum. Finding a nice opening for the front of the right hip flexor, neck stays relaxed. And then coming to a lizard lunge, look to your hands, step your right foot outside of your right pinky finger. Now stay high on the back knee for now, so it's high lizard lunge. When I first come into lizard, I like to move a little bit. Kind of looks like a rock from left to right, just to get familiar with my hips for the day. Might do some forward and back motion, maybe some circles. Really nice. And then once you feel like you have flushed that out, mindfully and gently lower left knee down onto the ground. Now in lizard lunge, you want your right foot, your front foot, kind of diagonally pointed out to the top corner of your mat. And your front knee, your right knee will just wing out to the side. This might feel great for you right here, and you can stay just as you are up on hands. Breathing up into the chest, collarbones opening. Or if it feels like you have a bit more space and you want to add on, elbows may lower down to the mat. But if that feels like that compromises the shape for you, then just back off and come back onto the hands. We'll stay here for 3, for 2, and 1. Coming back up onto the hands, into a twist, left hand stays down, right hand starts on your knee. And as you push into your right hand, look up and past the right shoulder. You can always reach the right hand up to the sky for a nice big open wingspan. Breathing in, see if you can reach the right hand higher. And breathing out, seeing if you can lean your right shoulder behind you a little bit more to cultivate a bit more twist. On your exhale, right hand comes back down to the floor. Your back toes tuck under, back knee lifts. Now we're stepping wide to the top. So left foot outside of your left hand in a wide forward fold. Let the crown of the head hang. Rock the head yes and no just to release the neck. And then just start to sway and rock the hips from left to right as well. It's kind of like a teeter-totter from one side. Nice and loose. Coming into some yogi squats. Keep the toes pointing out as you level the hips, heels turn in. Fingertips stay on the ground. On your inhale, you're going to bend both of your knees so your bum drops between your heels. Any amount, lift the chest. And then exhale, re-straighten your legs. Crown of the head drops, hips lift up. 2 more, lower on the inhale. Straighten on the exhale. 1 more, lower down. And lift up. Good. Now turn the toes back forward. Heel toe your feet more hip distance apart. Plant the hands down and step back, downward facing dog. We'll try the next side. So left leg will lift up, 3-legged dog, inhale. Fire hydrant pose, bend your left knee, roll your left hip open as your heel comes to your bum. Lizard lunge, look forward. Left foot steps outside of your left pinky finger. Stay high on your back knee for now. Just explore the shape. Hello to the hips. Get a little bit more familiar to this side. Rock left, right, forward, back, maybe some circles. Anything goes. All right, and then once you feel like that has been explored and you want to go a little bit deeper, right knee can lower down. Choose to stay up on the hands if this feels good, it feels like enough for you. And then if you feel like you do have a bit more space and it feels good, lower down onto your elbows. You can always use blocks here if you have them as well. Back of the neck is just relaxed, face is soft, breath still remains full. Let that be the most prominent guiding force here. Good, we'll stay for 3, for 2, and for 1. So we'll come back up onto our hands. Moving into your twist, right hand stays down. Bring your left hand on your knee to start. Use the breath in to push the left hand down and the breath out to twist and look past the left shoulder. And if you want to add on, left hand reaches up to the sky. And again, it's okay to allow the left knee to wing open in this shape. The toes face the top left corner of your mat. Take one more inhale to reach higher. And your exhale to unwind, left hand to mat. Back toes tuck under, right knee lifts. We're stepping into that wide yogi squat again. So right foot outside of your right pinky finger. Your heels turn in, your toes point out. Give the head a rock just to make sure there's no tension in the neck. And then as you inhale, bend both of your knees, sit your bum in between your heels, chest lifts up. Re-straighten legs, exhale, lift the bum. 2 more, inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. This time, hold your yogi squat. Malasana. You may keep both hands on the ground or you can bring hands to heart center. Now, if this feels quite low and deep for you in your hips and it's just not right, it's just not feeling good, stay up higher. Elbows come to the thighs. It's still a squat. The knees are still wide. If you are lower with the bum, really press elbows into the inner thighs, but then press inner thighs back into the elbows. So there's a really opposing force here, allowing the chest to lift through the shoulders, crown of the head to sky. And then fingertips lower to floor. Your exhale lifts the bum back up, straighten the legs. Toes, heel toe in, hip distance apart. With soft bent knees, this time we're going to round and roll our way up to stand, just bone stacking on top of bone. Head lifting up. And then taking both hands to heart center, a figure 4 position, balancing on your left standing leg. Your right knee comes into your chest. And then as you bend your left knee, cross your right ankle over your left thigh and sit your bum and your weight behind you. Keep your gaze steady as you find balance. Hands can stay at heart. Or you can place your hands on your right foot and knee. And you can even hinge from your hips a bit more to get into that hip a little bit more if that feels good. Really nice. Let's breathe in, rise back up to stand, hands at heart, right knee to your chest. Exhale, release, step the right foot down, arms by your side. Adjust your stance as you need. Hands will come back to heart. We're balancing on your right leg now. Left knee is going to come into your chest. Breathe in. Figure 4, cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Sit your bum and your weight behind you. Ooh, keep your gaze steady to find your balance. Remain with hands at heart, chest lifted. Or add on by placing your hands on your foot and your knee, possibly hinging from the hips a little bit more. Stopping and breathing in a place that feels right for you. Breath stays full if it's constricted or if there's tension in the jaw. Try releasing and coming back into it from a place of ease. You don't have to go so deep. And then rising on your inhale, hands to heart, left knee to chest. Step the left foot down, release the arms by your sides. Take a moment in your Samastitihi, mountain pose, just to roll the palms of the hands forward and taking the eyes to close down. Closing out your practice with a moment of mindfulness, of gratitude, dropping into your body. Feeling feet rooted to floor. Crown of the head lifting to sky. Heart beating at your center. Hands can come to heart center, prayer position, and namaste. I hope this sequence helped open up your hips, and I hope to see you soon.